Yeah, I have no idea how long I've had my mute button on. Hopefully it hasn't been forever. Well, I missed doing the introduction. If I did, it's GAVRA Racing. I messed a bunch of stuff up at the beginning. Thought I had it ready. LMP1 Endurance here at Fuji. Yeah, 66 lap race. These guys are really gonna... It'll be a long one, but not quite as long as they are used to. Yeah, and everybody watching, how come somebody in the feed didn't tell me that that I had my mic on mute? Come on now, y'all. You know I forget. I can't spell and I forget. Those are my strongest traits. So, yeah, we are currently on Ferrelli. He is currently setting a lap time of 122.065. And it looks like the whole top of the field is going to be about the same. Cashnit, very close. Marcos, very close up. Fighting for a little bit of position during practice already. You can see these guys are ready to get this race started. We did get a late start. Yeah, and Chef, if I had my mic on mute, I did see you in the feed. Thanks for stopping by again. Kev Snell currently in the pit, but running a very respectable time of 124 at the moment. And Michaela, 128, still a very good time with this car, this track. I'm sure the tires still are quite cool. As you can see up in the top right hand corner, I haven't done the calculations, but it is 57 degrees Fahrenheit for the ambient temperature and a 71 degree track, so not too cold but not too hot. I guess some would argue it's very close to perfect race conditions, I would think anyway. Oh, our man Toby is out on track. Also setting a 128. McCaleb did improve to a 126 on his last lap. They are down to a minute and a half left in practice. And hopefully with the rest of this long race I won't mess anything up for y'all. Yep, I definitely could have swore I had that banner changed out at the beginning of the race. I guess I only made it and did not change it. I guess these things do happen. And you know, important thing is we are here. Oh, Toby was going in the pit. We'll go back to Cypher Knight. Yeah, the important thing is we are here and we are ready to watch these guys for this 66 lap. Once again, 66 laps. Not quite the 3 hours that they're used to. And once again, yeah, Sig called it a sprint. I'm not too sure how much of a sprint that actually is, but Sig's been on the iRacing doing some major endurance races, so yeah, 66 laps to him at this point probably is not that bad. As we are, down to the last few seconds of practice, and Cypher Knight 4, I believe he is in the Team Toyota. This is, they get individual points, but it is a manufacturer's runoff. I know, once we get a little bit closer here, I do have some standings to put up here. I'm still stealing Sig's standings that he's putting on the Discord that he created for GAVRA Racing. that you'll find the link for in the bottom right hand corner of the website. And yeah, I haven't had the time to keep up with doing the maps and updating the little graphics for every race and do the standings all at the same time, though. Crazy did make a great looking standing sheets, and I really need to get to where I have the time to use those. Yep, and I will go ahead and pull up our championship standings for the endurance race. See, one thing I did get right: it's not the GTE for the GT1 points this time. And where are we? Yes, we can see Cashnit is got a major lead with 83 points. Cypher Knight, oh wow, Cypher Knight, great job in second with 46 points. Index very close in third with 45 points. I believe, yes, Index is not racing tonight. Sorry, y'all. While I'm reading y'all this, I gotta jump back out of my car, haul ass up the stairs to the commentator's box, and so I'm actually not, in the car trying to do this. And I was on Index. Yes, Index is not with us tonight, so Cypher Knight could be pretty safe with his second place. Kev Sinell in fourth. Yep, Kev. Then I apologize, and earlier I said you may have been a stand-in and said I could have been wrong on it, and I clearly very wrong, because Kev Sinell is actually doing very good in fourth place, 36 points. Lonnie in fifth with 33 points. Percy in sixth with 27 points. Toby in seventh. Nice job, Toby, and Percy as well, right in the middle of the pack. Toby with 24 points. Farrelly Jr. in a runoff with Toby, though, in 8th with 24 points. Not sure how Jukebox is still in 9th. He's been broadcasting the last couple of races and not racing, but he does have 22 points. So hopefully that'll help Team Porsche out in the end. McCaleb is 10th with 18 points. Marcos 11th, 18 points. Nice little runoff between those two. And where were we? I'm sorry, y'all. I was just trying to look to see if we had Marcos in here tonight. And we do have Marcos in here tonight. And McCaleb is our host for the evening. So, yeah, both of those 18 points. We'll have to see what those guys do on track and see who advances and who falls behind. Interceptor in 12th. It looks like Interceptor may be a driver that we don't have with us tonight. We do have a couple of drivers that just couldn't make it. Hondax is, well, it does not look like Hondax Swami. Well, Sig told us very early that he was not going to be able to keep participating. Swami, I believe, he's just had some bad luck in one or two of the races. He was not able to participate. Hondax as well has participated in some of the races, but it's a really long race, very tough to finish. And real quick, since this is a manufacturer's runoff, Team Porsche is actually in the lead with 153 points. Way to go, guys. Y'all have lost a couple of drivers, like me. Audi is in second with 135 points, and Toyota is with 188 points. Porsche in the lead is really, it's not something you're really going to see in real life a whole lot, I don't believe. I believe usually it is Toyota and Audi. So let me get this off of here, and we'll have a look at some of these guys. Oh, look at there, I pulled it off just in time to see Marcos going out on track. And yeah, once again, I put down 15 minutes for qualifying and practice, and they only have 10. So they are down to 6 minutes left. Marcos is currently sitting in second with a 121.44. Cashnit is in first with a 120.80. And let's see, it looks like Pirelli and Cypher and McCaleb and Jukebox are yet to set times. And we'll stick here with oh no, I was not on Marcos, I was on Cashnet. Sorry y'all, see, I'm making a lot of mistakes. Everybody should tune in. It's really fun to watch me make a bunch of mistakes on here and really drop the ball. And there's 66 laps for me to do it in, so you never know what I could mess up. Could be very entertaining. And yeah, so let's go down. Some guys are setting lap time, so yeah, Cashnet currently with a 120.80. Looks like he was slowing down just a little bit there. I guess he's trying to get him a really good run. And now we are finally on Marcos. Marcos is, like I said, setting a 121.44 at the moment. He's coming around the last turn for the straight. And yeah, y'all hold on just a second. Let me get this speedo and map up, and we'll get a chance to see just how fast these guys are going down the straight. 195. I believe 195 was about what I saw before. He's really getting on the brakes, going all the way down to 51 miles an hour for turn 1. Now, these cars are extremely fast. We are down to 3 minutes 50 seconds of qualifying. Kev Snell is currently setting the 3rd fastest lap. Oh, it looks like we did have some improvement up top with I believe it was Pirelli. Pirelli got his lap time in with a I'll have to go back up here to the top real quick. Pirelli, oh, he went back to the pit. We'll go back down to Cashnet in the pit. Marcos, I'll go back down to Kev where I was to start with, but Pirelli is currently setting the fastest lap in qualifying with a 120.30. Kev Snell in 4th with a 122.09. Fellow commentator Cypher Knight, 125.89. And in 6th, oh, he is in the pit, but McCaleb is setting a 125.99. Some of these guys very, very close. Going to be very interesting. Toby is in 7th, also fellow commentator, 126.90. Percy is in 8th with a 129.46. And Jukebox hasn't done anything, so we're not going to put the camera on him. He's still being lazy, sitting in the pit. He's going to get his exercise for the night, just jumping out of his car, running back and forth. So let's go back up here to Pirelli. We do have 2 minutes left. Take a quick look at how much fuel some of these guys are running around here. Pirelli, only 3 liters, so just enough to make it around the track once or twice. Cashnet also doing the same, only about 3 liters in his car. Marcos a tad heavier, but still all these guys very, very light. Yep, Cypher Knight as well, 4.4 liters. Toby, yeah, Toby as well, 4.8 liters. So all of these guys not allowing much fuel for qualifying. Percy with 7.7. He seems to be one of our larger fuel load carriers. Oh, sorry, Percy, I will get the camera off of you and get that curse off of you. Several guys have gone on into the pit. I don't blame them. Be a good chance to get as much of a break as they can. We are in for 66 laps. And actually, I'm going to pop that back up here and go over it one more time for y'all, because this is going to be a long race. not good. Always not gonna have a lot to talk about. So I may cover this several times. Like I said, we do race the actual race date, or the actual date here at GAVRA. So it is November 16th, 2019. That is the track date. We are here at the Fuji GP, 3.89 kilometers, 2.42 miles, 16 turns. I got the practice wrong. They had 10 minutes with medium cloud. I got the qualifying wrong. They had 10 minutes under medium cloud. The race is 66 laps. Gonna be somewhere around the 2-hour range, with clear going to light cloud, and we do have some accelerated weather, so it will cycle around a lot. So the track will go through some variations, along with I believe it is a times 10 time progression. So we should go, we are starting earlier in the morning. The race time is 10 a.m. and they should race on through the night. So we'll get some beautiful effects to look at. Project Cars does some great sunsets and sunrises, and so yeah, it's going to be a gorgeous race. It's going to be a long race. A lot of people love this track. It is a great track. This is a very long straight. We are down to 1 minute in qualifying, and I'm going to take this last 1 minute to everyone is coming in the, I don't blame everybody coming in the pit at all. Get as much brake as you can. The positions aren't going to change much. I'm going to put it on Percy. He is the only person out on track, and I know we can count on Percy to run a very persistent race. He always does. And yeah, after y'all are done watching here, or if somehow I don't entertain you, Percy always broadcasts all of his races on his YouTube channel. So you've got a great cockpit view of his race throughout the whole thing, and yeah, y'all should check that out. And now even Percy has came into the pit. So there's our lineup. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to get a controller here to work. Pirelli is going to start in first. Oop. Yeah, Pirelli is going to start in first, followed by Cashnet, Marcos, Kev Snell 4th, Cypher Knight 5th, McCaleb 6th, Toby 7th, Percy 8th. I don't know how I'm 9th. And sorry y'all, let me get out of my car, run back up here to the commentator's box real quick. Alright, so here we are. Go ahead. Okay, yeah, nope. Yeah, like I said, we are a few drivers short. We do only have 8 drivers tonight, but these are some very courageous drivers to stick it out for these endurance races. Endurance races are not for the lighthearted. It's an extremely tough test. You're racing yourself, or I was when I was doing it. I was racing myself more than I was everyone else out on track. And hopefully, I think we still got a second here before for some reason not getting the sync in. Hopefully that will happen here soon, and I won't try not to miss the start. Oh, and we do have the lights. We've got 3 reds, a green. They are off. And it looks like Cashnet is off to a great start, along with Kev Snell and Marcos. Pirelli is in second, Kev Snell 3rd, Marcos 4th, Cypher Knight in 5th. Toby has made his way up into 6th. Percy has moved up into 6th. Toby is in 7th. McCaleb is in 8th. That was a fantastic turn one out of these guys. You know, everyone had to have been very nervous going in there. These cars are absolute monsters. And real quick, thanks to everyone that is tuning in and watching. As currently, let's go on back down here. The leaders have separated themselves just a little bit. It looks like the battles currently is Kevcinel, Cypher Knight, and Marcos. There we go. We'll put it on Cypher Knight since he is in the middle of the action. And in the back, Percy and McCaleb are steady going at it. They are very, very close. That was a really quick first lap. They are rounding the last turn, heading down the straights. I'm sure everyone will be hitting the go fast button. I always forget what it's called. And if I was a better commentator, I'd know what these turn names are as well. As Cashnit is really flying down into first turn, making his way around. But we are currently, like I said, on Cypher Knight. Looks like Marcos did manage to get by him. Looks like that Audi may have had a little bit more of an advantage coming down the straight. Of course, he did have Cypher Knight's slipstream to help give him a nice little boost. Marcos is now closing in on Kevcinel. We will go back here and check on McCaleb. He is right on the back of Toby. And hopefully Toby will have him a good race. He has been enjoying these a lot. I believe the first one or two he had, like a lot of the drivers, mechanical failures and was not able to finish. I know he was able to finish the last race, and he told me he was absolutely exhausted, but regardless of how he finished, he couldn't have been happier with the fact that he finished, which, again, finishing these endurance races is in itself a major feat. And it looks like everybody's just going right on by Jukebox. He's sitting in the pit, not doing anything. You can see his nice little blue dot just sitting there. It doesn't look like McCaleb is quite close enough. He no, not quite in the position to get around him there in turn one. Looks like both drivers just avoiding a little bit of contact, but very well done. And we are now, let's go back up here and check on Marcos. And because he is within the 1 second range of Kevcinel. But just to remind everybody, we are only on lap 3 of 66, so there is going to be a lot to happen. I think right now some of these drivers are really just kind of feeling each other out, seeing what the race pace is going to be like, and then they're just going to have to settle in for the long haul. And yep, we can see to the back of the pack, McCaleb is still right there on top of Toby, not very far behind him. Looks like to be 1 car length now. He is going to go for it up the inside. Both of them going a little bit wide, but it looks like both drivers did a fantastic job and avoided contact with each other. That was a fantastic job by them. Yeah, looked like both of them just got a little bit wide there. Looked like both of them were just doing all they could to hang on to their cars at that point. Oh, Toby, no. Toby has got a little bit loose in turn one. Very easy to do. That's a very tricky turn. Very short and hard braking area. And as we already saw, they are running 195, 200 miles an hour once they hit that braking zone, slowing all the way down to 50 miles an hour. Not that easy to bleed off 150 miles an hour in a short distance and it'd be safe. let's go back up here to Marcus, because he is still within the 1 second range of GAVRA. They both look to be on Team Audi, I believe. Yes, I believe I'm correct there. So we do have teammates trying to either... Let's watch them here for a second. We'll see if we can figure out if they're trying to work together, or no, they're not working together. They are fighting for position as Marcos is going up the inside of GAVRA and did a great job of making it stick. These guys are really fighting hard here on lap 5. Looks like they're not deciding to wait for all of it. Hey, Napula. Yeah, I just totally botched your name. Sorry, man. Good to see you on the chat, man. And I believe you're in the F1 races with GAVRA Racing, aren't you? I hope you're enjoying that. I've been having a good time with Toby51 broadcasting the Group A. It's a fantastic game, a lot of fun to commentate on. All of the drivers in the F1 are a lot of fun to watch, and y'all should all check the F1 drivers out on Monday and Tuesday. Monday we have one F1 race and one Project Cars race. Tuesday we have 2 F1 races. And it does not look like some of these guys are getting themselves stretched out a little bit. It's about that time. It really doesn't take too long of these cars. And this is all about pace and pit strategy. So positions we are seeing now out of these guys will definitely, well, okay, so maybe Cashnet and Pirelli are going to be at the top, but everyone else going to move around a lot. We'll see pit strategies play into it a lot, and of course keeping your car on track. Thankfully there's not too many places to catch a wall. Yes, that was Marcos taking the turn a little bit deep. Hopefully he won't have to pick up a slowdown or a penalty. Very long race. You have to really watch the time penalties around here. But yes, thankfully there's not too many places to put it in a wall around this track. And yep, GAVRA is closing back in on Marcos. He was within the 1 second range. Now he has fallen back outside of the 1 second range. And it looks like Marcos is closing in on Pirelli. Quite odd there. Not to say Marcos does not have good pace. Marcos has very good pace. He's a very good driver. It's just, it's not too often you see someone closing in on Pirelli or Cashnet. And speaking of Cashnet, he does have a 8.5 second lead at the moment. To anybody watching, I tried a little bit of audio ducking with the mic and game volume, so it should, when I speak, it should drop the level of the cars down so that you can hear me better or the commentators better, and then when we stop talking, the cars will get really loud again. If that isn't working right, let me know, so I can work on it to fix it. And if it's working right, I just need to make sure I apply it to the other commentators when they're in here with me, and I believe that this will be a huge improvement on our audio. And Marcos. Yes, Marcos is still trying to close in on Ferrelli, but Ferrelli has put the pedal down a little bit more and increased the gap, keeping Marcos outside the 1 second range. Mike VRG, I don't know when GAVRA Racing will be adding some PC leagues, but of course the more people we have to start to ask about it and request it, who knows, that may be the faster we see it. I myself just have started doing a little bit of it, and haven't had time to do much of it, but it's definitely a lot of fun. And I also have to admit that I will, in the future, be buying project cars too for the PC as well, because I do enjoy playing it on the PS4. So, but yeah, we do have a couple of guys. Sig has been doing a lot of iRacing with a lot of people. He's been having a lot of fun, and I believe he's been doing really good too. He's been doing some big endurance races. Oh yeah, I've heard the project cars in VR is fantastic. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to. Hopefully, maybe by Christmas I'll have enough money saved up to get me a VR headset and start checking out. I've got some R Factor in the set of cores. I'm really looking forward to trying those in VR. Of course, along with iRacing too, I believe has full VR support as well. Let me see, let's go up here to, who should we check in on at the moment? Let's go check in on our leader, Cashnip, because he is our leader. He is on lap 10 out of 66. As we can tell, yeah, the track has cooled down just a little bit throughout the day here for these guys, down to 70 degrees. I believe it was 71 degrees during qualifying. Hopefully that won't be too much of a trend throughout the race, though. As we go through the night, it will happen. Oh no, Napula. We've got a couple of F1 leagues and the Project Car 2 leagues at the moment going all simultaneously. Marcos is finally managing to catch back up to Ferrelli, doing a really good job. What is Marcos currently running? Marcos is currently running a 122.38. It looks like something happened and Ferrelli has picked up a penalty. His last lap was a 128.7, and Marcos does manage to make the move and get around him. It looked like Marcos had a little trouble getting his car off of the curb back there. Yep, that was a back marker, just literally diving off the track to get out of the way there of Marcos and Ferrelli. Those two are really close, very much in a battle at the moment. Ferrelli definitely looking to take his second place back. And it looks like in the back of the field, let's see what happens with Ferrelli and Marcos for a second here, because Toby is closing in on Manic. Let's check in on Toby really quick there. I love that camera shot when they come through there. Toby has fallen a little bit back behind, but still just almost right in, just over the 1 second range. Looked like he was about 1.5 seconds. So definitely closing in on him. Yep, sorry if I get a little quiet, y'all. This is going to be a very, well, not as long as the last one, but still. Yeah, and everyone, if you like the race, you somewhat enjoy the commentary, hit the like and subscribe button. You can go to the GAVRA Racing website. Oh, it looks like Toby had almost reeled Caleb back in for just a second there. I am going to stick on Pirelli because this is it's our only battle on track at the moment. It's a long race. We're not going to see a whole lot of these. Oh, Pirelli got a little bit loose there. Definitely a tough turn. Yeah, the track is cooling down. It is down to 69 degrees now. So, yeah, track definitely starting to cool down as the day progresses for these guys. But as I was saying, yeah, go to the website, gavraracing.ultravista.org. There's all kind of information on there, driver stats, track stats. GAVRA has all the tracks in project cars that we run. He's got the big track histories, lots of information on there, a lot of cool stuff to read. And in the bottom right hand corner is a link to our Discord channel that our man Sig Fabrizio made for us. He did a great job. He is our Discord server god, and he does a great job at maintaining all of it, and he also keeps up with all our Project Car 2 League's results that if you go to join our Discord server, you can go to the results and standings room that he made, and he puts them up short, usually pretty quick after every race. This last week they were up there incredibly fast. I believe they may have actually been up there that night. He was really on top of it. Pirelli has fallen a little bit behind from Marcos. That little bit of where he got a little bit squirrely around that one turn did put him a little bit behind. He is now 3 seconds out. Well, 3.3 to be a little bit more exact. And since the leaders have spaced themselves up, I like all of our drivers, and I like to pay all of them some attention. So we're going to go back here to Percy for a moment. Percy's last lap was a 1:31, is faster than McCaleb in front of him by several seconds. So, and then like I said, Percy is he's gonna stay on it. Percy is very persistent. Not to try to make those two sound alike or anything, but he is a very persistent driver. He does great lap, not the fastest lap times, but extremely consistent. He hardly ever makes any mistakes. When he does, they're usually pretty small. So yeah, he is a perfect driver, I think, for the Endurance Series. And let us see here. Let's go back up here to McCaleb. McCaleb, yep, his last lap was a 1:38. He is, and I should have said with Percy too, Percy is only 2 minutes behind the leader, Cashnet, who is on lap 15 of 66. And McCaleb is currently in 7th. Oh, his last lap improved a lot. He must have had a little bit of a spin somewhere or something, because now his last lap is a 1:27.81. He is 1 minute 24 seconds outside of the leader. Toby is currently in 6th. His last lap was a 1:30.69. He is 1 minute and 21 seconds behind the leader. So yeah, so far these guys, everyone doing a really good job. Cashnit is not easy to keep up with. As you can tell, he does have a 9-second lead still over Marcos. Cypher Knight is doing very well tonight, sitting in 5th place. His last lap was a 126.19. And he is only 50 seconds outside of the leader at the moment. So yeah, these guys, I think they're doing a great job at trying to keep up with Cashnit and running with each other. It's a very tough race, tough track, really tough car. Yeah, Chef, Marcos is having some really good pace tonight, man. I didn't know what to think when he got by Pirelli, and the fact that he's managing to stay in front of Pirelli. Every time Pirelli catches up a little bit, Marcos seems to manage to pull out just a little bit more of a lead in front of him. Where was I? Kev. I am on Kev. Kev is currently sitting in 4th. Kev Snell is having a very nice race. I believe, could be wrong, but I believe Kev Snell has been doing some of the commentating for GAVRA Racing as well, along with Chef on the live chat, covering some of the Academy races, which as soon as I get done going through everybody, I'll get sidetracked real easy. I'll come right back and I'll talk about the Academy. Pirelli is currently sitting in 3rd. I was just talking about him a little bit. His last lap was a 123.29. He is only 15 flat 4. He's changing a lot. We're going to go with 14 seconds behind the leader. So still, yeah, very close. Going to be a couple of pit stops from these guys, as we can see on the speedo. Oh, yep, we are still on Pirelli. Pirelli is down to 35 liters of fuel. He can stay out for quite a while still. But I'm thinking we should see... I think we should see about 3 pit stops out of these guys. A minimum of 2, but I'm pretty sure we could see 3. Marcos is in 2nd with a 122.17 at the moment. At the moment, he is actually running faster. His last lap was faster than Cashnit's last lap. Cashnit's last lap was a 122.86. Marcos was a 122.17. Doesn't seem like a lot, but that's... time you add up the little numbers, I'm going to save about 7/10 faster, and over a lot of laps, 7/10 makes a huge difference. And we will finally go on up here to, oh yeah, and Marcos is only 7 seconds behind Cashnit, so 7 seconds, and I believe Fuji is one of those that has a notoriously long pit lane. And as we saw throughout the week with some of the other races with very long pit lanes, like the Indianapolis Road Course and such, it makes a huge difference on how your pit strategy plays out when you're in the pit lane for a half hour. And Cashnit, Cashnit's last lap, a 123.04. He is the leader. Doing a great job representing Team Porsche. And I believe, since everyone is a little spread out, I am going to put it on Cashnit's cockpit camera, and we'll take a ride along through there, and I'm probably going to do a horrible job at explaining what he's doing, because I really need to get something to drink, y'all. huge thanks to everyone for tuning in. As we can see, a back marker getting out of the way to let our leader cashing it through. I have to say that the back marker behavior here at GAVRA Racing is it's absolutely superb. Back markers are always more than happy to get out of the way, and at the same time, I've had several front markers to get out of my way to allow me to try to unlap myself when I was on a faster lap than they were at the moment. So yeah, great respect from all the drivers to all the drivers here at GAVRA Racing. And yeah, since I went back through that, let me go back to the track cam real quick, and I'll talk about the GAVRA Racing Academy. And let's see if we can find someone who is somewhat close. What I believe with Caleb is our host for the evening, so we will I'll leave the camera on him for a moment while I talk about the GAVRA Racing Academy. Yeah, if you've never done any all you've ever done is public lobbies, you've wanted to try out league racing but not been too sure about it, well, GAVRA Racing is one of the few leagues out there that offers an academy. It's not necessarily to teach you to drive, it is a chance for you to drive a different car on a different track every week for I can't remember how many races because I'm not doing my job right. But yeah, it's a different car, different track every week for a couple of races. Gives you a great chance to see what kind of cars and tracks you like. GAVRA does a great job at setting the combinations up. The competition is always really good between the guys. And it's a chance for you to see, you know, if you like league racing and if you can demonstrate, it's a chance for you to demonstrate the necessary skills, which you'd be surprised the necessary skills to league race really aren't all that complicated. Above all of them is drive clean. You can drive clean, keep it on track. I don't think there's usually much of an issue there. You will get fast eventually just by driving clean and keeping it on track. And we do have a couple of different license grades at GAVRA Racing to help put us in groups more closely to our skill level, and each season it gets a little bit more refined. And like this season, throughout every championship going on, there's been a lot of really tight battles front to back of every race, so it's working really good. They're doing a great job at it, and the GAVRA administrators work really hard at doing things like that, lining up tracks, events, SIG maintaining the Discord, GAVRA maintaining the web page and all the stats on there. And the track has cooled on down now to 67 degrees. Yep, it is steady getting a little bit cooler. Who will we... Let's see, who can we check out for the moment? Let's check out Percy. I really like Percy. Me and Percy had some... Oh, I picked a bad time to go to... Because that's something you don't see too often right there is Percy off of... He may have been trying to get out of the way of those two front markers that look close enough to just about be in battle. So that could be what had happened there, but I was just fixing to say I went through the Academy and the Clio with Cup Championship with Percy. Me and him had some great battles. Once again, I think he's an incredible driver. Very tough to get around. Not the fastest on track, but it's not always about being fast. Like I said, he is really tough to get around. And Toby Toby is... How is he sitting at the moment? It looks like he is 4 seconds outside of Caleb, representing the Team Porsche. What was Percy? And Percy is representing Team Toyota. And the fact that Percy has made it to the end of every one of these races shows a lot, I think. Like I keep saying, very, very difficult to get to the end of these races. Very tough. And, yep, Toby's in the Porsche. Caleb is in the Audi. A lot of people love those Audis, and in real life, the Audi does a great job on track. They do a good job with their motors, very dependable. They tend to make it to just about the end of every race, where I believe Porsche has a reputation for mechanical failures. Caleb giving us a nice little bit of smoke there as he comes around the last turn and down into the straight. That was probably him hitting the go fast button. That's right, I can't remember what it's called, so I'm calling it the go fast button. And Cypher Knight for the Toyotas. Yep, I'm also having a little peek at everyone's fuel level here, because before too much longer I will start talking about everyone's fuel level and maybe start trying to analyze some of their pit strategies and see what y'all think that have tuned in and watching. See what y'all think about some of these pit strategies and what they may or may not do, and how this may work out. It's very long pit lane. Oh, and it does look like the sun not quite getting low. It looks to be we are definitely in the late afternoon though. Track has cooled down to 66 degrees. Yeah, it looked like we had some beautiful pink clouds back there from the sun. Hopefully we'll have a gorgeous sunset here at Fuji Grand Prix in these monstrous LMP1 cars. Yeah, these things are absolute beasts. And yeah, and Cashnet is in the Porsche. And as y'all can see in the bottom right up under the speedo, a little broadcast schedule that keeps scrolling. That is our broadcast schedule, and not the actual championships, but it is which game we are broadcasting from. Monday is a BMW 2002 Stance Works race. Tuesday is and a F1 race. Tuesday is 2 F1 races. Wednesday is the GT1 Mercedes. Once again, beautiful cars, very monstrous. The guys have been doing a great job. It's been an exciting series to watch. Thursday is the GTE. Been a great series to watch. Everybody loves those GTEs and GT3 cars. And Friday is the Radicals. I love the Radical. That is a great, fun little car to drive. Small, light, lots of downforce. Really flies around the turns. And every third Saturday, because endurance races are very tough, every third Saturday we have the LMP1 endurance race. yeah, I am still currently on Cashnet. He is our leader. Marcos not too far behind. Sorry, y'all. Still about 6.5 seconds behind him. And most of these guys have gotten spread out. So let's take a quick look at what fuel levels we're looking at here. Cashnet's currently on 17 liters. Marcos is on 9. Marcos will have to pit before too much longer. Pirelli 17 liters. He seems to be at about the same pit strategy as Cashnet. Cypher Knight also a little bit heavier on fuel, 20 liters. He can stay out longer than Cashnet and Pirelli, but probably gonna be about the same pit strategy. I believe Cashnet and Pirelli probably just using fuel a little faster because they're running a little faster. And these cars do have slightly different fuel usages. Kev's still sitting in the middle of fuel. So far he is our highest fuel load runner. He can still stay out for quite some time. Yep, and as we can see, we see some lights starting to come on. Starting to see a little bit more shadows on the track. We are definitely starting to run in the very late afternoon, very early evening. So we're going to see some beautiful colors here out of the sky. Beautiful scenery for these guys to race at. It's a gorgeous shot from their cockpit. We'll when it starts going down, we'll see if we can get some cockpit views from one of these guys' cars of this sunset. And McCaleb also, he's fairly light on fuel. We'll see these guys pitting at slightly different times, I believe, towards the end of the race. Track definitely starting to cool down, 64 degrees now. Yeah, temperature on the track is going to start dropping very fast, as we did see McCaleb get a little bit wide. Definitely showing evidence of the track cooling down, tires cooling down. They really are just going to almost start turning into bricks at the end of that straight. Yep, most definitely turning into bricks down the end of the straight already. Tires are going to change a lot over the night. And how is Toby? Toby, 21 liters fuel. He can stay out for a while. Yeah, some of these guys definitely on different pit strategies. Percy also 23 liters. He can stay out for a while, as it appears him. Let's see, Percy, Toby. Kev can actually be the last to pit if he wants. It's like Percy and Toby are going to be on about close to the same pit strategy. Cashnet and Pirelli are going to have very similar pit strategies. And Cypher Knight is going to be somewhere in the middle. Marcos has been having, I remember last week, the last race, Marcos did a fantastic job of fuel management. I believe he came into the pit every time with right at 1 liter of fuel. Sun definitely starting to creep a little bit low. Colors are getting fantastic on track. Sorry y'all, I'm a huge sunset and sunrise person. The colors are just phenomenal. It's really kind of hard to beat anything more beautiful in nature than a great sunrise or sunset. We are on lap 30, so yeah, these guys should make it right to sunrise. This is, like I said, this is a little bit shorter. Oh, we're getting a little bit of a flash. Oh no, we have contact between, I believe that it's going to be Marcos, and I believe that was Toby, I think, oh yeah, that was very unfortunate. Looked like Marcos tried to give him the flash to let him by, but that's a very difficult turn to try to get out of the way of anyone. But yeah, Marcos was definitely trying to keep up pace with Cashnit, but he still is not too far behind him. Still only 14 seconds out. 31 laps into this 31 laps into this 66 lap race. This is about the time a little bit of fatigue is going to start setting in on some of these guys. It just kind of a byproduct of the sunset, and about the time the sun starts coming up, they should you know, get a little bit of extra oomph to them, you know, get a little second wind. And hopefully I will too, because I will also and am already starting to suffer the fatigue of just watching the sun go down. I'm not tired, just watching the sun go down, it's relaxing. And you know, 200 miles an hour down the straightaway, nice relaxing sunset, beautiful to look at, but probably shouldn't relax and enjoy it too much. Joe, it's good to see you in the chat. Yep, rooting for the Radical Clan, Toby, Kev, and McCaleb. Yeah, everybody's having a really good race, I think, so far. We did have just a little bit of contact there. I'm not sticking my foot in it anywhere. I just think it was a tight corner. But other than that, yeah, everybody's doing a great job. Let me see how everyone is sitting for hit strategies here. Cashnit can still stay out for a little while. Marcos, I believe, is going to have to pit in this at the end of this lap. He is down to 2 liters of fuel. And I think about the time of that incident, I was saying how great he does on his fuel management. Always seems to come into the pit with right at 1 liter of fuel. We're going to stick with him. He's got 2 liters of fuel. Let's see how he does. 1.8. Nope, sorry, 1.9. 1.7. Where is he on track? Just over about halfway. 1.6. 1.5. Yep, that was the little corner where we had a little crash. Like I said, very tough corner. Not easy to come through, period. 1.3. 1.2. 1 liter. Yep, there it is, 1 liter. Yep, and he's, look at that, in the pit, 1 liter of fuel. It's really, you can't time it down any better than that. Of course, this is a really long pit lane. Oh, he's lucky his pit's right up front. So let's check in on some of the other guys, see when they may be pitting. It looks like, okay, yep, because Pirelli did make up the position because Marcos was in the pit. But we may see this change again as these guys are in and out of pits, because it is coming down to pit time. We'll see a lot of position change and pit strategies coming into effect. And how is Kev? Yep, Kev Snell still able. Kev Snell can stay out for a long time. Kev could end up advancing to possibly third. He could maybe manage to get up into second before during all the pit strategies, but then he'll have to pit, which could end up costing him the position again. Cypher Knight, he still has a few laps to go. Not going to pit just yet. McCaleb 3.8 liters. Where is he on track? He is starting a lap. I'm gonna guess that McCaleb will pit. at the end of this lap to be really pushing it on fuel to take it any farther. Though I could be very wrong and he could have enough fuel to do a whole nother lap. Oh, looks like he is, where is it? He is getting out of the way of a front marker. Hard to get out of the way of some of the front markers on some of these high-speed turns. It really just, it costs both of you a lot of time. So, but yeah, great job on everyone of, you know, keeping an eye on all of that. We do have a few front and back markers since we are on lap 34. Where is McCaleb? I believe he is going to pit. Toby can still stay out for several. Oh, he's having a little trouble in that turn. Toby can still stay out for a while. Percy has no lights. I wonder if maybe it had been Percy that had. No, I don't think Percy had a tie-up with anyone. I don't think he's had damage. He is down to 14 liters of fuel. I just want to check through here real quick and see something. Yeah, definitely. It appears that some of the drivers are having a very difficult time keeping some heat in their tires. Like I said, you know, coming down that straight it's going to be so tough to keep any kind of heat in the tires as the night cycle goes on. Yeah, as we can see, it looks like poor Percy's riding on bricks at the moment. He does have a pit stop coming up, and hopefully that will give him a chance to get out on some nice new hot tires. And though at the same time, I'm really not sure if any of this tire information I'm looking at is correct, because a lot of the times it likes to pick up mine in the pit. And we are on, yep, McCaleb did stay out. Oh, yep, he's just barely getting in there. You look at there, 1 liter of fuel. Look at that fuel management. So, McCaleb also very, very precise fuel management. Marcos has managed to get back out on track, and he's managed to keep a second position. He did a really good job. He must have only taken blah. Come on, mouth, start working. He must have only taken fuel and no tires, because he did get back out very quickly. And at 45 liters, it looks like, I believe he's going to definitely try to stay out for the distance. Like I said, this is 66 laps and not the usual 3 hours. So, like Sig said, it is a kind of a sprint. Not completely, but kind of. And let's see, we should have, how is Cashnet? Cashnet has pitted as well. That's okay, that's why Marcos is where he is. Cashnet pitted when I was not, I don't know when I wasn't paying attention, but somewhere I was not paying attention. And Cashnet has managed to pit and has filled back up full of fuel. Yeah, 57 liters. He has no intent of coming back out. I don't think Marcos will have to come back out. Farelli has pitted. I don't believe he will have to come back out either. And Kev still can stay out for a little while longer. He is going to be pitting very, very late into this race. Cypher Knight will have to pit soon, but I don't know. As late as Kev, it looks like Kev Snell is going to pit. Cypher Knight 20 seconds behind. I believe Cypher Knight could end up, when the pits are all over and done with, Cypher Knight could end up taking fourth from Kev, just simply because Kev is waiting so late in the race to pit. And Toby will be pitting very soon, within the next couple of laps. Sorry, y'all. It does not look like he will be making up a position because of it, and I believe he will have enough time to pit, and I don't know. It's going to be close if he can get back out in front of McCaleb or not. Caleb has already pitted. He has no intent of pitting again. We can see he is really on it, trying to make up some time. And how is Percy? Percy's lights are now on. That may have just been a glitch on my end. Yep, it clearly was, because he is down to 10 liters of fuel. Can stay out for a little while longer. Let's see. Nope, he is going to go ahead and pit now. Yep, good move, Percy. He clearly knows the dangers of pitting too late into this lap. If you wait till like lap 40, you only have 26 laps left of the race. You're waiting really late to come in and pit. Yep, Cypher Knight also pitted and is on his way back out. Yep, full fuel. He clearly has no intentions of coming back in either. Yeah, so we will see a one pit race from everyone, I believe. It looks like who are our people up here getting close? Is that Kev? It is Kev Snell, close to Ferrelli. Looks like he's sliding down around just a little. He's really putting the power down though, trying to catch up to Ferrelli. We'll have to wait and see if he can get this done. Very close through the turn, but Kev Snell just really ran a little bit too deep there, cost him a little bit of time. I don't think he was quite as in the position he thought he was in there. He had hit the brakes a little bit earlier, turned in a little bit earlier. He could have been right there, maybe on top of Ferrelli on the exit, but like I said, that is a that corner has got many drivers tonight. Toby, we can see, is now in the pit. How is Kev Snell's fuel? Kev is down to 14 liters of fuel. He can really put the pressure on. How is Ferrelli? Yeah. Even if he manages to get by Ferrelli, it's not going to do him any good because he's going to have to pit. Ferrelli doesn't have to pit. Kev hasn't pitted yet. Yeah, this is where pitting so late into the race is really gonna hurt Kev's strategy here. Yeah, almost looking like Ferrelli just kind of almost looked like Ferrelli just let him by so he doesn't have to deal with the pressure. Or Ferrelli did actually run really wide. It didn't look. Ferrelli didn't make a whole lot of mistakes there. It's like he's keeping just enough pressure on Kev to make sure he knows he's there and he's in danger. But yeah, Kev's gonna have to pit here soon. He's only got 13 liters of fuel left. Like I said, Ferrelli, yeah, 52 liters. And but when Kev pits, he will be very, very close with Cypher Knight after he pits. Cypher Knight can pull a little bit more pace out of him. Of course, Kev is currently running a 124. Cypher Knight's last lap was a 139, but I don't think that was very representative. I believe that was a pit stop lap. Yeah, see, 126 is his last lap. he stays with that, Cypher Knight can stick with the 126, he will be very, very close to Kev Sennell after he pits, and after Kev pits, Kev will be falling back into 4th, advancing Pirelli. Yep, see, looks like, oh, these two are battling it out a little bit. We're going to go back up here and watch the race. Watch these guys two battle it out. I don't think the drivers know it's kind of a fruitless battle, but it's still great fun to watch these guys battle on track. And, of course, you know, even if Pirelli knows what's going on, he's not going to let Kev just go. He's got to keep his own pace up because he wants to catch up to Marcos. Pirelli is only 21 seconds outside of Marcos. Yeah, Marcos, like Joe said earlier, Marcos has got that incredible pace. Oh yeah, they definitely, they are all over their the curves on the straightaway. I always forget what it's called, and so I'll just call it either the go fast button, is what I've been saying. Yeah, so you know, yeah, when they get up close to each other, they're really hitting it. The representation of it on the Speedo is, for some reason, it's just one of those things that doesn't really show all that correct. If I was in the director's or commentator role, it would show it more correct. But since I'm in a spectator, retired driver spectator role at the moment, it doesn't really quite show it. Some of the things it doesn't quite show right. As it looks like, yeah, Kev is holding on to his position in front of Pirelli, but yeah, Pirelli's still right there behind him. Like I said, Pirelli is in no danger of losing that 3rd position to Kev at the moment because he has pitted. How is Kev? 10 liters of fuel. I think at this point, Kev knows what the deal is. He knows when he has to pit, he's going to lose a couple of positions. His best hope is to really run as fast as he can while he's really light on fuel, get enough of a lead to manage to stay out in front of Cypher Knight. Though Cypher Knight is doing really good. He's doing pretty consistent and has a decent chance still of, yeah, he's only a minute 30 seconds outside of Kev. That is a 20-minute long pit lane, so yeah, good chance to still catch up with Kev for Cypher Knight. And I believe, let's go over here. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, no, I agree, Joe. Yeah. To be so young, Kev does really good. Not a bad head on his shoulders at all. He sticks with it. I think he'll definitely go a long way in GAVRA Racing, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately for him. It's great for him. Unfortunately for, you know, some of the slower folks like me. But that's okay, though. I love to see some of the guys come in and do good. And, but yeah, I think he's kind of, you know, if he knows what's going on, yeah, then he's trying to outpace it or to stay in front of Cypher Knight, or he's not too sure what's going on. He doesn't know quite what everyone's pit strategy is. And he may be completely Oh, no! Oh! Oh, Kev lost it around the corner, and Pirelli just really T-boned him. There was nowhere for either one of them to go, but oh my God, that was so unfortunate for both drivers. Where are they on track? Y'all got some good distance behind. That's a back marker. You can let them on by, you guys can get in the pit. You'll be in good shape. Kev, you needed to pit anyway. Farrelly, Howard. I don't know how much damage Farrelly has now taken to his front end. If his front arrow is completely shattered, he may hit for damage. Poor Kev. Oh, Kev. Yeah, the rear just got a little too light. He lost the rear, and there was nowhere for Farrelly to go. Oh, that's what happens when you start bragging on them. Yeah, get on through the pit, get your car fixed. You had to pit anyway. Let's see, where's Cypher Knight? Cypher Knight still 1 minute and 10 seconds out. It is possible still for Kev to get his car fixed and get back out there, I think. Where is Cypher Knight? Cypher Knight is now halfway around the track. Yeah, at the same time though, if Cypher Knight really puts the power down for this lap while keeping it on track, he can be right there on top of poor Kev. Oh, Kev. And Farrelly. Farrelly did go through the pit. Looks like he may have gone through and got a little patchwork done to his arrow. Oh, that was so unfortunate. Like I said, this is a very long race. We're 45 laps into this 66 lap race. It's dark. The tires are very cold. It's hard to keep heat in them, and fatigue definitely setting in. So they do only have 15 laps left, so that also puts the pressure up. You've got fatigue, cold tires, dark, massive pressure. Yeah. Yeah, Joe. That was a tough hit. That was a tough break for both of those drivers there. But let's see where. Looks like Toby's little indicator has gone off. He is coming up on McCaleb. He is within the 1 second range. These guys do spread out and then they come back together towards the end. It looks like Toby has gone down the inside. Great move by Toby. Looks like Toby is managing to focus quite well here at the end of the race, which is very difficult to do. Kind of like my talking getting to do, since I haven't refilled my drink since the start of this race. Oh, and it looks like McCaleb shot down the inside just a little bit and took it, but now Toby has taken it back. Oh, no, hold on to it, Toby. Don't let it get loose. Toby doing a fantastic job. McCaleb doing a fantastic job. These guys really trying to battle it out here on lap 46 of this race. They are on the same lap. They are battling for position. And thanks everyone for tuning in and watching and keeping me company on the live chat. Toby really putting the pressure back on McCaleb. These two, they can't decide who's going to come out on top here. And you know, I have no prediction of this either. But I do. No, I can't get away from these two. Toby was not quite in the position to go down the inside like he did before. That was a great move he pulled. Definitely a good passing spot right there in turn one. Looked like they got a little bit close, but great job from both drivers. Let's see. Nope, that is still them right on top of each other. For a second, I thought we had a front marker catching up with them. No, yeah, these two just very back and forth here at the moment. Toby gets a little bit of a lead. Caleb catches up and takes the lead back. And of course, now Percy is about 2 minutes behind these two, but if they're not too careful, he will catch up. Fantastic job from Toby there, keeping it tucked to the inside. McCaleb had gone a little bit wide. Yeah, and these are the other two I wanted to check out in on. Cypher Knight did manage to get by Kev in the pit, but now Cypher Knight under massive pressure from Kev Sinel. And we're just going to have to kind of see if Kev is a little bit spooked. It does not look like it is. Wow, that was a massive move around the inside there from Kev. That was, whoa, I mean, that was incredibly fast. Kev definitely feeling very good about the setup on his car. Looks like both guys are relatively close on tires and fuel, so yeah, that was a massive move. Kev took a huge risk on braking really late right there, and it paid off really good. And sorry about that, y'all. Yep, that's what happens, y'all, when you don't turn the ringer on your phone off. And that is how few phone calls I get. I communicate pretty much through Discord with all you guys and a few people on the Facebook. A little bit of Facebook Messenger. A lot of PlayStation. Phone calls aren't something I'm too used to anymore, so yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. Let's get back here to Toby, because Toby is still right there. Him and McCaleb still hammering it out on track. This is where the action is at the moment. It does not look like Kev is going to catch Pirelli. Marcos has managed to get himself 3.5 seconds outside of Cashnit. I believe Cashnit may have got a little too comfortable being so far in the lead on this whole race. We are down to 49 out of 66 laps. And y'all are going to have to excuse me for 1 second, because I have to grab something to drink, or I'm not going to be able to continue talking. Sorry about that, y'all. I did not mean to be gone so long. Feel like I was gone for ages there. Look at there, I was barely only gone 1 lap though. Oh. But I was gone long enough to try to start using a mouse instead of a PlayStation controller to move this camera around. That's not a good sign. As you can tell, I'm also suffering from a little bit of fatigue. But speaking of fatigue, all of our drivers have made it to the last 10 laps of this race. That is fantastic. Like I said, it's very difficult to make it to the end of any of these races. And to me, the fact that the fact that all of our drivers that started have made it here to the end is, well, it's incredible. And we are still on Toby. It looks like Caleb did manage to increase his lead enough to get by him. But he did just have to go by a back marker, so that could be, I believe that was Percy, so that, I don't know, no. He's got too much of a lead there. Usually sometimes when you're a little bit in front of or behind someone, a little bit of traffic can be a huge benefit for your battle. It can really help you get around or get caught up to someone. Sometimes it's all about letting them by in the proper place. As we can see, Toby is trying to get on by Percy, but we're going to leave those alone. Looks like, who are our close ones here? Yeah, Forelli, Cypher Knight. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we've got Forelli trying to see who is on what laps here. Okay, so yeah, Forelli, it does look like, is about 1 lap in front of Kev. But Kev and Cypher Knight are still on the same lap. Not very far from each other. Only about 22 seconds, so still a lot can change. Cypher Knight letting look like, I believe that was Cashnit most likely by at the speed it was running. Yep, looked like a Porsche. I'd say that was Cashnit. Of course, ooh, yeah, I did not expect this. Chef talked about Marcos's pace, and Marcos has caught up with Cashnit. We are down to the last 7 laps. No, wait a minute, y'all. I keep saying we got fewer laps. Not no 7 laps. We're down to 13 laps of the 66 lap race. These guys are on lap 53. Got my math all kind of wrong here. And Marcos is catching Cashnit. And this is incredible. We've seen some good battles at the back right here at the end of the race. We're seeing some great battle for first and second position, or for first position here close to the end of the race. Hopefully we will see a little bit of sunrise as this battle goes on. That way we have everything. We'll have Beauty and Brawn and a fantastic motor race here. Marcos now only 3/10 outside. I believe both drivers definitely on their curves. Looks like Marcos is trying to take it down the inside. He will make it stick. Yes, he did. Great job of keeping Cashnit wide there in turn 1. And now Cashnit trying to catch back up with Marcos. This is something I totally did not expect at all at the beginning of the race. Cashnit used to have a massive 9 to 10 second lead. Oh no! Oh no, was that? What was that? Did I see what I thought I saw? Oh my god, I think that was Cashnit in the wall. Yes, I believe so. Cashnit now 2 minutes. Or no, 2 seconds and 5 cents. Somebody went in the wall back there. I don't know who that was or what happened, but I saw someone went into the wall. was not pretty. He may not have quite hit the wall. He may have just got wide and just skimmed it there. But yeah, from my look, it looked like he just went just straight into the wall there. Let me check in on the other Porsche drivers. I know it was a Porsche car. It had to have been Marcos and Cashnet. Pirelli's back there. I don't believe it was Pirelli. No. I guess maybe it was not quite as bad as I thought on Cashnet's car, but it looked, from my camera view, it looked like an incredible impact. He has now fallen back down to 3 seconds behind Marcos, though. Whatever it was, I think definitely has left Cashnet slightly shaken. I believe it would me as well. Marcos now in first, he is having a fantastic race. Marcos has been all over it here lately, y'all. He's also been doing really well in his other leagues. And if I was a better commentator, I would have that information. Unluckily for y'all, I'm not a better commentator. But I can direct you to the Discord channel that has all of that information on it. You just simply go to the GAVRARacing.altavista.org website. Scroll down to the bottom. You find a link to the Discord channel in the bottom right hand side. You join the Discord. Once you join the Discord, you go over to into the results and standings room, and our man Sig has everything posted there, all nice and categorized. And usually he has the race time or the actual race results, team results, and championship results all together. Let's see, only Pirelli and Cypher Knight currently carrying time penalties. And I am going to be bad, and we'll switch over. I want to see what kind of penalty they're carrying. Not much at all. Pirelli only a 2-second penalty over this extremely long race. Cypher Knight only a 1-second penalty. All of our drivers doing a fantastic job of not picking up time penalties and keeping the track on car tonight. Everyone clearly loves Fuji. And now we're finally down to the last 9. Finally down to the last 9 laps. What you do when you get to this point, and if you're watching the video back and not live, when you get to this point, you just back it back up a little bit, listen to what I said about 4 laps ago, about everything for the last 10 laps, and then just fast forward back up to now, and you'll be all good. You'll have all the information, and you'll be caught up. Oh, Joe, yeah, Joe says it was Cash. I thought it was just, it happened so fast, and I was so in shock at what happened. I think I was trying to mentally block it out. I was just too horrified at that. That was a really, really tough break for Cash. Yeah, he's clearly, I think, has some front end damage. He has fallen down to 4.5 seconds from Marcos now, but definitely in no danger of losing his position to Pirelli. Pirelli is 1 minute and 35 seconds out from Cashnet, so Cashnet still has a very, very solid second place. Yeah, we've seen just a few unfortunate events here tonight, but you know, long race, tough track, cold track, it's gonna happen. And I am going to go down here. Let's see who else. Who have I not paid very much attention to tonight? I feel like I've tried to spread it around and pay all of the drivers some attention, but I was going to leave the camera on someone for just a lap or two while I grab me something to drink. and do a quick stretch, which is something the drivers can't do. You know what? I'm going to leave it on Percy. Percy always hangs in. He always finishes his races. And once again, finishing these races, very, very tough. As we are on 58 laps of the 66. And yep, I'm going to mute my mic for just 1 second, y'all. And I'm going to smoke part of a cigarette and grab a drink. And hopefully I won't be gone more than a few seconds. Alright, now that I was gone for an entire eternity, we are still currently on Percy. Let me make sure I grab the right controller out of all these in front of me to use. And so yes, we currently, as we are getting down to lap, Percy is fixing to be on, well, Marcos, rather, the leader, is now on lap 60, and we have Percy is in 8th place. He's running a really good race, though. Don't be down on him because he's in back. I like Percy a lot. He runs a good, solid race, and he's a really, really good, clean driver. He's a great defensive driver. Like I said earlier, it's, you don't get behind Percy and just, bam, get around him. He's nowhere near as tough as Joe Black is to get around. You better pack a sack lunch if you get behind Joe. You're going to be there a while. Extremely tough to get around. He's a great driver. Toby also, yeah, very tough to get around. Just not quite as much as Joe. He's kind of like a little bit of a younger Joe Black there as far as being able to get around and being a great defensive driver. Toby is sitting in 7th. Toby, one of our commentators. He covers the F1 with on Tuesdays with me, doing having a good race, managing to hold on to 7th place. Not too much of instances. I know he'll be very happy that he has finished this race. McCaleb is Caleb's doing really good. I believe McCaleb is our host for tonight, so huge thanks to McCaleb for being our host and volunteering his time to do that. It does take a little bit of time to send out invites, set up the race. If you didn't set anything up right, everybody wants to bitch at you about it. And all you were trying to do is help out. But great job for helping out, being our host, and he is also running a really good race tonight. He is also one that went into the pit with literally 1 liter of fuel. Fantastic fuel management. Cypher Knight in 5th place. Cypher Knight, also commentator here at GAVRA Racing, covers the Radicals on Friday night with Dutch Musso. Cypher Knight's having a really good race. I believe he was doing really good in the standings. Once again, if I was a better commentator, I'd pull those up and I'd have a better look at them. Actually, I can try to be a little bit of a better commentator, as I will pull those up and look at it. Yeah, Cypher Knight is sitting in 2nd in the championship points with 46 points. But he is in Team Toyota, and Team Toyota is in the rear on team points. So yeah, make sure y'all check out Cypher Night on Friday nights. And we have Kev in 4th. Kev's having a really good race. He's gone up to the front, very far to the back. Rick just had some massive damage on his car. Got it fixed. Managed to get back out there slightly behind Cypher Knight. Caught up to Cypher Knight. Managed to get back out in front of him. He will not be catching Forelli again. But he is in no real danger from being caught from Cypher Knight as long as he doesn't make any massive mistakes. Forelli having a really good race. I don't know what all to say about Forelli. Forelli and Cash are they're kind of GAVRA legends here. Along with Joe Black in the chat. Joe Black's more of a legend than I think he knows he is. Forelli is been having a really good race. Currently sitting in 3rd, representing the Porsche. He'll be right where he is when this race finishes. He's in no danger of Kev. He's too far out from Cash. Cashnit has now, though, caught back up with Marcos a little bit. Now down to 2 seconds behind him with only 3 laps left of this race. It doesn't look like these guys are quite going to see the sunrise. But like I said, this is a little bit of a shorter race. And, also in the back, looks like McCaleb is getting close to Toby. Oh, McCaleb is missing a light. He must have picked up a little damage somewhere. Definitely, you do not want to be trying to stop now to get anything fixed. It looks like, yeah, Toby has moved up into 7th because of it, though. Not too sure what happened. It may have been a spin out. I don't think those 2 drivers were close enough to actually be in battle. But these 2 drivers right here, with 3 laps left to go, fixing to be 2 laps left to go, Marcos and Cashnit are just about within battle range. Yep, last 2 laps. Cashnit still trying to get back up, right up behind Marcos. He is only, he's hovering right there at the 2-second mark. He may have a little too much front damage to really go for a good move. But then at the same time, Marcos is having an incredible race tonight. If anybody else in the chat has any ideas of who we should give the driver of the day to, please speak up in the before this thing's over, and I'll see if maybe I can have time to get their name put up on the screen. But for me, I think Cash has managed to get by Marcos. Marcos had to pit. Oh no, it looks like Marcos was out of fuel. Oh no, Marcos. Oh man. 2 laps left and you have to pit. Hurry up, get back out there. You've got, Marcos is still just a few seconds in front of Forelli. Forelli really coming down the straight. This is really going to be a big change up for 2nd and 3rd. Yeah, the winner is always a good choice for the driver of the day, but at the same time, they also get the glory of the winner, so, you know, they can't have all of it. Well, I mean, I guess they kind of could have all of it, but still. So, yeah, Cashnit has now taken the lead. With Marcos now, yeah, has put Marcos 35 seconds behind him. Cash should be coming up on his last lap. Yep, Cashnet has started the last lap, so yeah, Marcos will not be able to catch him. Marcos did manage to get back out on track in front of Ferrelli, so that was good for him there. It didn't cost him too terrible bad, but he was in a really strong position. He just had just a little bit more fuel. I think Marcos really would have had that for first place, and because of Marcos's pace and everything, Marcos is who I was thinking of nominating as driver of the day. He's had a great race for the whole night. Pit strategy was I mean, pretty much flawless. Like I said, Marcos and Michaela both coming into the pits with 1 liter of fuel. Oh, and it really, that, you know, maybe driver of the day will help brighten his spirits about that last minute pit stop. Yeah, I'm gonna end up I think Marcos should get it myself. We'll see what y'all have to say here in a minute. Let me get back up here on Cashnit. Where are you at, Cashnit? Cashnit is coming across the line. He has won the 66 laps here at Fuji, and he had a fantastic race. He did take that damage there towards the end when him and Marcos were battling it out, but that was a fantastic race from Cashnit, especially right there at the end. I really didn't expect Marcos to catch him. Marcos coming around the last turn. We'll catch him coming across the line. And Marcos with a fantastic second. And yeah, I'm going to give Marcos driver of the day. Marcos, you did a great job. That pit stop. Yeah, he's obviously very happy. You get driver of the day too, man. You did great. That last pit stop, oh, that was terrible, but man, what a race out of you tonight. And Cashnit, I mean, catching Cashnit is a feat all on its own. Where is Ferrelli? Ferrelli's already called yep, it's pretty much over for him too. So yeah, all the guys pretty much are having a little bit of fun. Got a few drivers still to come across the line. Here comes Kev in 4th, giving us a little swerve and a flash. Yep. And here comes Cypher Knight. Where are you at, Cypher Knight? Oh, looks like Cypher Knight. Yep, and that is pretty much it, y'all. And hold on, I will give y'all our rundown. Cashnit in a fantastic first, putting up a great battle there at the end. Marcos, man, what a second place pull off for you. That was great. Also, driver of the day for me goes to Marcos. Ferrelli in 3rd, great race from him. Kev Sinnell, very tough race, made a hell of a comeback. Cypher Knight, great win, managed to make his way up. Good clean race in 5th. Toby should be very pleased. He finished and did great and finished in 6th. McCaleb, our host, thank you for being our host tonight, and great job running in 7th. I missed what happened at the end, but I saw you had a light out. That was really unfortunate. I saw it did cost you some position there, whatever happened. But great race. And Percy always runs a great race, coming in 8th. And let me get rid of this screen, everyone. And yeah, special thanks to you, all of you, the viewers. Go over to the GAVRA site, check us out. A lot of information. We are community driven. We don't have fancy sponsors. If you want to be a fancy sponsor, we will come up with a lot of places on the screen to put your name. But as it sits, this is our GAVRA team. I am missing a few of y'all. There's at least a a few minutes. I think there are a few administrators I am missing. I am definitely missing a few of you hosts, and we have some new commentators covering the F1 races and the Academy. So if y'all just get with me and make sure that I know I'm missing y'all, I'll get y'all added to the to this screen so we can give you some props for all that you do, because everybody it's community driven. Everybody's donating their own time, from the drivers, from the administrators, the hosts, the commentators, you guys, the viewers, everybody. Thanks for Cinder, I gave it to Marcos. He did really good. He actually caught cashing it, and then had to pit right there at the day. But man, yeah, I saw that collision from coming from the back up towards the front. That collision, getting your car fixed, getting back out there, getting back up to where you finished. You did a great job. It really was a big toss-up for me between you and Marcos, but Marcos had a hell of a pace tonight, and put up a great battle right there at the end with Cashnit, and even had to pit because he was fixing to run out of fuel. I believe he pulled into the pit with 0.4 liters there at the end. So I was wondering, yeah, I saw you had more fuel than a lot of people and stayed out a lot later, but yep, I'm going to wrap this thing up. If y'all can't tell, my voice is pretty much had it. But everybody up, go to the website and check us out. It's gavraracing.altavista.org. There's links all over it for all kind of stuff. Our Discord, all the links are also right below the video. Please hit the like and subscribe. You'd be surprised how much it helps. And I am Jukebox. Thanks for tuning in to GAVRA Racing's LMP1 endurance class. And make sure you check us out on all these days for all the other races. Thanks, and y'all have a good night.